Welcome to the good things.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of The Gut Things. I'm Sean Murrah, and yes, this beard is half silver, half wisdom. We made it to Thursday night. The lights are up, the cameras are rolling, and my mom.
Yo, what up? Crazy, right? That's not even real. This episode, thank you for coming to see The Good Things, checking out my podcast, checking out this video doc, whatever we got here, this discussion, this conversation that I'm having with you. I really appreciate you coming in. What you just saw was a little clip of Sora. Sora is like AI in the most fun sense, right? Using it in a random way. You use prompts, you use questions or statements like, hey, make a video, which I did for The Good Things. I gave it the imagery, which was our logo, The Good Things. And I said, hey, have a host come out Johnny Carson style or Jay Leno style and Jimmy Kimmel style. And that's what it got. Yeah. So today's episode, we got a few things going on. I wanted to give this episode a couple of days to drop after I had the spoiler-free Daredevil Born Again clip. I'm going to add some Daredevil episode 2 because I did see that one also. Spoilers here. Not real spoilers. No spoilers, but, you know, just tidbits. But that we'll get into that a little bit later. So, yeah, this episode I want to just talk about AI. We're going to talk about maybe always health is wealth. You know, I got a little segment there for you. I want to talk about Ozempic and Roe and the effects for people. But right now, I think I'm going to save that so I could bring a special guest on who's way more knowledgeable about that than I want. But that's a trending topic. What other trending topics do we have? We have a ton of things going on since the last time I saw you, but I'm going to start this off primarily rest and party Lord Sear. If you're not sure who I'm talking about, he was part of hip hop. He is a legend in hip hop. That's icon in hip hop, you know? You know, you have to pass away to get these titles. He worked last on satellite radio. He was working on Sirius FM, which is Eminem's radio station, and he played good music. I personally got a chance to be around him for an extended amount of time on the anger management tour with the Executioners because him and Rock Raider Rest and Party also were good friends. And this is when they were working on the What 187 DVD. It came out right after that tour. Some of my footage is actually in that What 187 DVD. We had a lot of good times, a lot of amazing moments. So yeah, I just wanted to shout Lord Sear out. Rest and party. It does not stop. Dallas, give him a hug, and let's carry on. So like I said, we're gonna talk about AI. I got my man ANDE here. He's gonna talk about Absolute Batman because I'm very big on Marvel, but there's other things, right? So I'm gonna check out this Absolute Batman and see if he can sell me on it. I got my man Tat Wizard and my man Scissor here. We're gonna talk a little bit more about AI in depth. We're gonna talk about Claude and Chat GPT. So yo, let's get into the show and just figure this out. Thank you once again for checking out your boy Good Times. I appreciate y'all so much. You got like Chat GPTs, you got the Claudes. You may have heard of these things. They've been coming across my feed on my Instagram when I'm scrolling, doom scrolling as they like to call it. See some commercials in my ads, and you know, once you hit one thing or you say it, you start to get introduced to it. I was a little nervous. I'm still hesitant about using Chat GPT. It's not that it's new technology, but every time there's something new, you feed it information and it disappears. And I feel like we saw it. The best example for me was Pokemon Go. They use it to farm data of where people were just by putting this game. So you would go walk around and mining your data, taking information that you don't know about anything, temperature, direction, air quality, whatever they can get from you and on your phone and these apps, when you just mindlessly add them to your phone, this is what happens. So I've always been a kind of leery about chat GPTs, and so I had people introduce me to them, and I did a small dive. I can't say a deep dive, like kiddie pool dive. And one of the things I came across is LLMs. It's a large language model, all right? It's information is trained, well, a computer program or a program is trained on language and the associations with words. And they give these words weights, not so much what they mean, but words that would be associated with each other would have a numerical weight, like say dog and house, but they could mean there are two different things, but when you put them together, they're a place for a dog to stay. But numerically, they might just be 3 and 11. Who knows? But they feed it tons and tons of data, right? Tons, more than your mind could probably imagine. And they use this data to help you code, create programs. We're here to modernize society. So this is what they're probably selling us right there. Excuse me, I burped. I might as well keep it real, because you're going to see it on camera, and I'm going to look all distorted, and I need you to know. So, excuse me. So, yeah, the large language models. Like I said, you got the Claudes, you have the Chat GPTs, all of these things invading the space. So, before we get too deep into all of it, and hopefully you're still there with me, and hopefully I'm not sounding too ragged, I had the special chance to talk to Premium Pete from the Combat Jack Show in association with my brother Dallas Penn. He gave me some words of wisdom. We had a long, very, very long conversation. So I'm going to break up our conversation into parts. I'm going to call them premium gems. I asked him a lot of questions because I'm new, right? So I'm trying to figure out this landscape. For no specific reason besides I think this is kind of entertaining. I sit there and doom scroll. I watch YouTube. I listen to other people's opinions. Why not cast my stone in the proverbial lake? Hopefully I come up with a sword like King Arthur or whoever it was.
Yes! Come through when you're ready. Bet! I'll be right here.
Well, you were mentioning about like people paying for guests, and I remember when you asked me that, I never even thought
it was
that
like, how do you get guests? And then when I said it and you kind of gave me that look, I was like, this is a good question, I guess, because you were kind of quizzical, like, huh? And
only because I feel like I believe in relationships, and more importantly, when you're telling stories. Look, today when you have so many podcasts, cream has to rise to the top. So people look at it as, oh yeah, my friend has a podcast, my sister. So they don't look at it like that. But cream always rises to the top. But if you're paying, listen, I'm not judging anybody. Okay, some people are making an investment. Some people, we're in a world today where they're like, yo, I'm gonna buy $100,000 worth of like cars, so I'm gonna make 500 from the return from it. So some people are saying, yo, I'm gonna pay 10,000 because I'm gonna go in there and push my blender and make $1 million. But to me, if you're a person that is saying, like, paying for podcast guests, I never heard of, right? My relationships are strong. And at the end of the day, I think it's a two-way street. Not meaning a using, meaning a value. I'm adding value, they're adding value. Forget about the stuff I've done before.
Do the content creators do it for the overall big check from some commercial advance?
No, I don't think that some of them are thinking that big. I think it's an investment to look good. Remember, I have friends that may take a picture. I want to give you an example. I seen one of my friends, he took a picture with Khaled. And I didn't know if he did or he didn't know him, but I was like, I seen people in the comments like, yo, doing it big. I see you made it. Wow, look at that. Wow, you made it. Look at this. I always knew you make it. And I was like, yo, I'm not hating on you because I'm not that. I would never be that. I'm first of all, for those who don't know me fully, I do a lot behind the scenes as well as in front. So what I mean is I'm always trying to lift someone up, push someone through. But at the end of the day, do you know DJ Khaled? Nah, never met him before. But look, people already in the comments like, yo, you made it. I see you doing your thing. But back to paying for a guest. If you tell someone like, yo, you're paying, like, you give me 10, like, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you the story about the Boy Scout story too. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how is that authentic? How is that pure?
And you know it, man. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing an in memoriam for my peoples because it's only right. And I said last episode I knew the list would be getting longer, but it's crazy. And if you've lost somebody, man, shout out to you. My condolences to you. Rest in power to them. Virtual hugs, internets, virtual hugs, more love, less hate. Lord Sear, Lord Sear. Think back to the early days. Before commercial gyms, fitness influencers, there was breakdancing. Picture this, a crew battling it out on cardboard mats, flipping, spinning, contorting their bodies in ways that defy gravity. That wasn't just entertainment, it was hardcore workouts. Those breakers were building strength, flexibility, endurance that will rival any modern athlete. And that energy, that raw, unadulterated passion for movement, that's the essence of hip-hop fitness. Yo, what up, what up? What up? We joined by my special guest, ANDE. What up for my Nerdland crew? How are you, my man?
I am good. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I need your help, man. I need to rely on you, do some of this heavy lifting on the comic book talk, you know what I'm saying? Especially on the DC side.
Yes.
We're gonna talk, I want to talk about Daredevil a little bit since we got that coming out. And, let me know what you're reading right now.
I'm super hyped. So there's a lot of good things out right now in the comic book world. But amongst them all, it reigns absolute Batman right now for me. This is the newest issue that just dropped this week.
What number is that?
Right now. Come again?
What number? Pause.
This is Absolute Batman number 18. The thing about these Absolute Batman comics that are coming out right now is that like almost every single one of them, you're getting introduced to a new character and a new storyline that's going on. It's all cohesive right now with the whole thing that's going on with Joker and the Arkham storyline. Mm-hmm. But currently, right now, we're dealing with Poison Ivy, and just finished up. But pretty soon, we're also going to be getting the reveal of Dick Grayson, and right now, there's also some Court of Owls stuff going on as well. But I'm loving this. I love this comic. I love the whole run in general. It's just a different take on what your typical Batman looks like in general. There's a lot of different just like physical elements of him being like like he's 6 feet tall and just like he's a giant and has like superhuman strength almost.
Who, Batman?
And yeah,
Oh, okay.
and he also is not the regular like he's not
He's not.
a billionaire. He's not a billionaire.
He's not Bruce Wayne.
He's come from, not the Bruce Wayne that we know, right?
But he is
So
still Bruce Wayne. But he's just poor Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah, he's a
Abject
poor
poverty Bruce Wayne.
and but it's a dope outlook on it because he's doing a lot of stuff, and it's just a dope book. I'm just loving it. I recommend anybody who wants to get into comics, just read that right now.
Start
because that's
right
one of the
there,
ones
right?
that are great.
I got you.
I gave a lot of other suggestions too, but that's number one.
What do you rate it like on a scale of 1 to 10 so far?
Well, right now this whole like the series that we're in right now, the storyline, it's basically a 9 for me, but the whole thing is a 10 out of 10, like, from the start to the beginning. I'm trying to catch up. I recently just got the omnibus for the Batman Absolute run with Bane in it, and so this is the whole shebang. So I got to catch up on this. This is the one story mode where I haven't caught in, but before this, they did the introduction to Pennyworth, who is Alfred, his butler.
Yes.
Because he's actually a villain in the beginning at first, before they start teaming up, and yeah, this whole series has been off the hook.
Sweet. So tell me what you think about Daredevil, man.
So we were talking a little bit off air, but Daredevil Born Again, just the series from Disney Plus in general, I'm super hyped for it. I remember this was like in September, or I think it was. No, it was October because this was during Comic-Con weekend. I went out to this comedy club, and I wouldn't say the homie, but podcaster that I listen to a lot, Brandon Ingram, he's from the podcast Phase Hero.
Okay.
And he had put together a little podcast where he had the actress who plays Jessica Jones in the show, and he had the Marvel CEO. I think his name is Brian something. I forget his last name. But I know it's something with Brian something. But anyways, they were all there and they were talking about Daredevil season 2, and how great it was to have Jessica Jones back since where they left her off in the Netflix run and stuff like that. So it's been really hyped to see that she's coming back. I have speculations, and I can only hope for that. This means we'll get a whole Defenders reunion, hopefully, and that is just how we get everybody from the Netflix world back into the MCU world. Cross my fingers on that one, but I'm loving everything that they've done promo-wise. The show from season 1 was a banger, and I'm super hyped to see what they deliver with us in season 2.
Yeah, this new season is going to be really dope. I did have the chance to go see a preview of episodes 1 and 2. So
yeah, that's fire.
Yeah,
how was that?
It was amazing. It was definitely dope to be in a movie theater to watch it. You know what I mean? And
instead of your TV,
instead of your TV. It was the only thing I could say was bad was that they started episode 2 right away. Like episode 1 ended, and they started, so you couldn't go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're home and you're watching it, you got the convenience to like hit that pause. Right? Like we go to Quad Zero and everybody gets ready and it's like go nah. There's like stay in your seats. You have to deal with this. Hold it. Are you gonna miss something? So I definitely say episode 1 was everything you wanted to be, plus a little bit more. Right? Like they didn't fail. It looks great. The fighting was dope. The action was crazy. The story picks up and continues where we left. Yo, yeah, man. I'm glad. ANDE, definitely thank you for coming on the podcast and checking it out and talking about Absolute Batman. Daredevil's crazy. Episode 2 is dope, too. It's about relationships. It's about everybody's relationship. Daredevil's, Bullseye's, Daredevil's, Karen's, Daredevil, Kingpin. it gets hairy, gets scary and hairy for Daredevil Matt Murdock. He can't hide anywhere. He gets to the point where he just can't hide. You saw what they did to him in episode 1, man. So he's up against a tough foe this season. Definitely. So yeah, I listened to that Jack Harlow album because ANDE, he's the youngest of our crew. He recommended it, and I like to listen to things I probably wouldn't listen to. So whatever, I check it out, and I didn't know I was gonna hear the newest Jill Scott album. Really, I didn't. Yo, that Erykah Badu album was nuts. There was a controversy before the album came out. He was talking about he went further into the culture of black people with his music, his emulation of it. I had no idea what I didn't know what I was in store for. So he definitely gives you a neo soul vibe, blue eye soul. If you ask me, the album's fine. The album's good. It's cool. It's smooth. It's not what I expected. It's like a Robin Thicke album. It's definitely a Robin Thicke album. But before that, let's go through some of these names. Lint Condition. Yikes. Luca Vandross. Ninth Wonder Bread. That's kind of whack. I thought Uncommon was funny. With the hat? Yeah, so I'm not slaying Jack Harlow because I did listen to the album, so you gotta spin. The music was fine. I just was surprised. So I think that's cool too, and I hope that you got enough spins to recoup for whatever you did. And we're gonna move on now to the technology part. So this is the the question, right? The question is AI, technology. Next episode, I'm going to get into a little bit more technology, but this is this tape deck I recently purchased, and the tape deck, you can, real tapes, old school Maxell tapes, right? You put it inside and you can play your tapes, but what's cool is that it has can you see this? It has a mini SD flash drive. This is the Klim. I know another name brand one is coming out soon. I got this first. We're going to talk about this and the MPC sample next episode. I should have that in hand. But this is cool. I've already played some old tapes. You can play whatever you have here. You can record it onto the mini SD drive. Yeah, it was a good cop. It was like 40, I think it's about $40 on Amazon. I know. Don't give Bezos no more money. Lazy. Anyway, check it out. Here goes my man Tat and my man Sis and myself. We're going to talk about AI. We'll continue this conversation throughout. I just want to say one thing and point to this conversation. Claude has a company called Anthropic. Anthropic, today, the Supreme Court dropped, oh no, it was the Pentagon. I think it was the Supreme Court or the Pentagon. But the Pentagon tried to sue Anthropic, trying to get them out of here. And the point I'm making will come up in Siz's conversation, but to make a long story short, they did not cooperate with the government and let them use their AI system to target in war. And here's to technology. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the Good Things. Right now we are joined by some special guests, my boys. We got Scissor, and we got my man Tat Wizard.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit of AI. I was telling these guys I got this shirt on because I reviewed some Daredevil stuff, and I saw some Daredevil stuff, so I was like, let me keep it Marvel. I was talking to Ande a little bit earlier. He gave me his comic review. It's a DC review about the new Batman stuff. It was pretty cool.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So how you guys doing today?
Chilling like a villain.
Doing good,
so
man.
I was talking earlier. How about you, sis? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Good. I was saying earlier in my talk up in the beginning of this episode, like, we have AI, and AI right now, we have some good AI, we have some bad AI, and I'm wondering, what's the use? Are creatives going to get lazy using this, and is AI important? Because I'm kind of wondering, why do I need to use it? Now, recently, there's been a lot of talk. Recently, like in the last couple of weeks, I don't know if there's more marketing, but I'm seeing a lot of Claude ads, and my algo, and I think that's your fault, Tad, that I'm just seeing 3 million Claude ads on my Insta. So help me here. Help me. What is AI? What is Claude, and why should the people use it? Oh, wait, before I say that, Tat, what's the name of your podcast? Because you have a podcast about AI also, and about technology.
Yeah, well, it is more about technology than AI specific, but we cover a lot of AI, and it's called Know Your Future. Shout out to my man, Abraham Maldonado. He is actually in the AI space, an open AI ambassador, and has Create Labs with his partner, Grady Spivey, and they do a bunch of dope stuff. He has an AI model himself. Schools. He's doing a bunch of dope stuff. So yeah, Know Your Future is indeed where we talk about that. We talk about crypto. We talk about a bunch of technology based stuff as well. Yeah, but well, as far as what is AI, Sis, please take it. Oh, as you were going for a sip, my bad.
Nah, I mean, so I think we all know what AI is, and we've all been using AI for a while. I think where we are now is in the generative AI phase, where we have, as humans, access to use AI on a daily basis, giving input and getting output. So that's what the explosion's about. They put it in our hands, right? And for me, this is familiar territory. We all, are tech forward people, so we remember different, things that came about. Let's just go with the smartphone, right? For me, this is the new age smartphone. We all remember like the old school smartphones, the PDAs, and a lot of us had the Palm Treo and all that
Out
kind
to
of
the
stuff.
palm.
I'm saying, like, people had the sidekicks and all that. Those things were way ahead of their time. This is pre-iPhone, you know what I'm saying? So we was, fooling around with all the technology, time ports, you know what I'm saying?
This is my first AI. This is my first computer right here.
Crazy.
The Walkman?
It's the Walkman. Yes,
Yeah. Like we all remember when all that dropped, right?
Yep.
So AI is this super amazing thing, but at the same time, it could be used for all kind of goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I like to shift the conversation away from good AI and bad AI to good AI users and bad AI users, because that's what this is really going to be about.
Yeah. It's going to be the people that are the trash that makes things difficult, right? Because yes, you can use an AI model that doesn't have the guardrails so you can get whatever you want, but it's the person that's prompting it to get the bullshit that is, the hate and the rage bait and all the bullshit that we're seeing that's flooding our system. And as far as the Claude in the recent times, to Sis's point, like they put the technology in our hand. What you're seeing is actually just adoption. Like it's just people saying, "Yo, I'm going to set up an AI agent to do this stuff for me." Oh, I heard this is easy. I can vibe code. I can do this. I can do that. And if you're taking advantage of it right now, while it's low cost or practically free, which is the smart thing to do, then you're adopting to it. So that's what you're seeing is people onboarding. Like, oh, this is crazy. But at some point, it's going to be everywhere, and it may not even be as free as it is right now. So get to it.
So what's Claude? Like I heard two things. LLM, language learning model, or learning language.
Large language model.
Large language model, and that is Chat GPT and Claude, right? Those two things are synonymous, or no?
The same thing. Says tell them.
Yeah, I would say yeah. So the large language model is the base of AI. So that's just kind of like the brain, right? Basically. So different companies have developed different LLMs. And so you got Open AI, and then Claude, what's it, anthropomorphic or
Anthropic.
Anthropic, right? So they're just two companies that have developed their LLMs and have allowed people to utilize it. There are others, different countries, different iterations or whatever. But the reason why we're really hearing a lot about Claude right now is Claude is seizing the opportunity because you had the gaffe or the fumble of OpenAI with the Pentagon and the Trump administration. And not to be judgy about it because I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but it looks like they're allowing some fuck shit to happen, and allow the Pentagon to use their technology. And Claude said, no, we're not going to allow that. So now it's a lot of moral high ground, and Claude is using the moral high ground as an opportunity to onboard new users. So they're being very strategic and very smart, and they're ramping up their visibility because nobody was talking about Claude a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Even
Only
though
for
it was
coding.
out and it was dope. Yeah, but Claude is amazing for coding, but it just wasn't. ChatGPT's been the sexy go-to. You know what I'm saying? It was first, it jumped out the box, but this is Claude's opportunity to position themselves because, like I said, OpenAI did something that a lot of people think is unsavory.
Yeah.
I just want people to know we are not sponsored by any of these names or companies we talk about. This is our personal opinions.
Also, Claude Bot, the agent, is not specific to Claude, the LLM. They're not the same.
Yeah, that's a
same
good
thing.
distinction.
Are they owned by the same company?
No. Claude Bot is an open source agent that anybody can download and put in program, whereas Claude is Anthropic's LLM.
Right.
So are we at Skynet? Is that where we are? Like, how far are we right now? I need to know when this nuclear war is going to start, because I feel like some people are going to feel lost and left out, and they're going to rebel and want to burn the machines.